Dawn breaks over the desolate landscape of Outpost Sigma 9 on the planet Zephyr. Human soldiers, their helmets gleaming under the alien sun, rise from their rest and prepare for the day's duties. A sense of foreboding hangs over the Terran soldiers stationed here, amplified by the strange energy readings in the atmosphere. Native Zephyrians, long suppressed by the Terran settlers, have risen in rebellion against the Earthling colonists. The rebel Zephyrians have targeted human outposts like Fort Redoubt and Fort Vanguard, but have failed to breach them. The 20 Terran soldiers perform their routine duties, keeping watch over the terrain. And Terran guards stationed high above the outpost alerts the others. There's movement on the horizon, a massive gathering. Sergeant Major Ralph commands his troops to ready themselves for an imminent assault. Private Cole dashes to the communication tower, activating the beacon to relay warnings to neighboring outposts. Mass sighted. Hostile? The message blinks urgently towards Fort Bastion. Confirmed hostile. Estimated enemy numbers exceed 10,000, reads the reply, projected onto the outpost communication panel. Requesting reinforcements. Negative response, the Terran soldier reports back. Relief is impossible due to the remote location and ongoing conflicts elsewhere. Cole communicates the situation to his comrades who scramble to fortify the outpost defenses. Sergeant Major Ralph assembles his unit, delivering a sobering speech as they prepare for the inevitable battle. The Sergeant Major implores his soldiers to stand firm, ready to defend their outpost at all costs. This will be our final stand, Ralph acknowledges, trusting in his soldiers. Cole updates Fort Bastion, stalling enemy advance, buying time for reinforcements. The human commander insists on documenting the unfolding battle for historical record. The Terran soldiers hear the ominous approach of the rebel forces. The rebels' flags wave ominously in the alien breeze, signaling their advance. Ralph positions his troops on the outpost perimeter, observing the enemy's approach through high-powered scopes. The rebels launch a frenzied assault, met with a barrage of plasma fire from the defenders. The rebels attempt to breach the outpost defenses, utilizing crude weapons against the advanced Terran technology. The defenders' precision fire momentarily halts the attackers, but the rebel onslaught proves relentless. The defenders face overwhelming odds as the enemy regroups for another assault. The rebels' numbers dwindle under the accurate fire from defenders, leaving the ground littered with fallen bodies. A rebel projectile pierces through the armor, felling one of the defenders, the first casualty in the battle on Terran's side. Despite sustaining severe injuries, Corporal Jake assists in evacuating the fallen soldier's body to a safer position. Jake struggles to rejoin the battle but succumbs to his injuries, unable to continue. The attackers reach the outpost walls, engaging in close combat with the defenders. A group of rebels exploit a weak point in the defenses, infiltrating the outpost perimeter. The defenders counterattack, engaging the intruders in a chaotic close-quarters battle. The Terran soldiers repel the invaders, securing a temporary lull in the fighting as the enemy regroups. The surviving soldiers tend to their injured comrades, honoring the fallen with a moment of silence amidst the ongoing battle. Rebel leaders attempt to negotiate with the defenders, tempting them with promises of amnesty and rewards in exchange for surrender. The resolute soldiers reject the offer outright, prepared to fight to the bitter end. The rebels resort to scorched earth tactics, igniting fires around the outpost to flush out the defenders. The defenders struggle to maintain visibility through the dense smoke clouds engulfing the battlefield. An urgent signal arrives from a nearby outpost, forewarning of an imminent enemy breakthrough. High above, sensors detect a significant enemy force advancing through the smoke towards a vulnerable flank of the outpost. The rebels breach the outer perimeter. Ralph directs his soldiers to reinforce the breach, bracing for the enemy's onslaught. A fierce struggle ensues, the defenders demonstrating unmatched bravery as they repel wave after wave of attackers. Despite inflicting significant casualties, the defenders are overwhelmed by sheer enemy numbers. Ralph makes the difficult decision to retreat behind the secondary defenses, hoping to delay the enemy advance further. Despite grievous injuries, Ralph leads a desperate countercharge, inspiring his comrades as he fights on against the encroaching rebels. Ralph's heroic stand buys crucial moments, but he is eventually overrun, his bravery immortalized by the crimson streaks on the terrain. Ralph's sacrifice enables a handful of survivors to fortify the last line of defense. The defenders unleash a withering barrage, each shot finding its mark amidst the sea of enemy combatants. The enemy breaches the inner defenses, the gate giving way under the heavy assault. The remaining defenders brace themselves for the final confrontation. The defenders engage in a brutal melee, their bravery matched only by the ferocity of their assailants. Amidst the chaos, only Cole remains, perched in the communication tower. Cole steadfastly maintains his vigil, transmitting critical updates to neighboring outposts. Cole's desperate plea reaches Fort Bastion, authorization to engage. "Permission granted," echoes the affirmative response. Cole readies his weapon, preparing for the inevitable breach of the tower's defenses. Colonel Tarn at Fort Bastion observes the enemy's breach through satellite feed. The defenders rejoice momentarily as Cole dispatches numerous enemies with precise marksmanship. The attackers retreat in fear, momentarily halting their assault. The tower is engulfed in flames, the rebels choosing fire over confrontation with Cole. Cole defiantly recites the ancient battle mantra amidst the inferno, embracing his fate with courage. The outpost is lost. The courageous defenders held out for 6 intense hours of battle. Reinforcements arrive, bolstering nearby outposts and fortifying against further incursions. The following day, Allied forces push back the rebels, reclaiming the area surrounding Outpost Sigma 9. The defenders' sacrifice secures the strategic outpost from further enemy advances. Human reinforcements discover the aftermath of the battle, with hundreds of rebel casualties strewn across the battlefield. The fallen defenders are posthumously honored for their extraordinary bravery and sacrifice in the face of overwhelming odds. The defenders' collective valor marks a historic milestone in the annals of military heroism. The Earth government acknowledges the indomitable spirit of the defenders, recognizing their impact on the war effort. The fallen heroes' legacy endures as a testament to their extraordinary bravery. The memory of the fallen defenders lives on, honored annually by future generations of Terran soldiers.